Welcome to episode 9 of the DualSense Battery Odyssey. In this episode, I'm testing the Hisewen 2650mAh 2-pack replacement battery kit. The kit includes 2 batteries, a small Phillips screwdriver, and a plastic pry bar. I paid $22.69 for the kit on Amazon, making it one of the more expensive options I've tested so far. With that price, I had high expectations for this hard-shell battery that claims 2600 milliamp hours at 3.65 volts. If it could deliver anywhere close to the advertised 9.7 watt hours, the extra cost would have been worth it. Let's jump straight into the test results. Here are the minimum power delivered and runtimes I recorded. And here are the maximum values from all test runs. Here's the average power delivered across both batteries and every test run. I have to be honest, I was very disappointed with these numbers. That's nearly 3 watt hours below the advertised capacity, and each battery ended up costing over $11. This performance is about average for hard-shell DualSense batteries I've tested, but I expected significantly more given the price. Here's the average runtime chart. This is what you can realistically expect inside an actual DualSense controller. 12 hours with light rumble is actually quite good. And here's how the Hisewen battery compares to the Sony OEM reference battery. Here's the runtime comparison. 2 extra hours of playtime with light rumble is decent, but we've seen similar gains from much cheaper batteries. Still, there are a few more tests that could make the extra cost worthwhile, or not. Now let's take a look at the physical side of the battery. Length is just under 60.5 millimeters. Width is 39.7 millimeters. And thickness is 8.4 millimeters. It's a perfect fit for the DualSense battery compartment. Being a hard shell design, it simply drops in, you plug it in, and you're ready to go. The entire battery weighs 35.6 grams. Almost 2 grams heavier than the older Sony LIP1708 battery. The lithium polymer cell itself weighs 29.3 grams. It might be a tiny bit less because I couldn't remove all the double-sided tape. To open it up, I scored all around the seam where the plastic case is bonded together. I was very careful not to cut into the cell. As a precaution, I first discharged the cell down to its cutoff voltage. Then I cracked open the plastic shell with small wire cutters. I've gotten a little careless with these lately. I dented the cell quite a bit while removing it. The double-side tape is extremely sticky, and even while prying it out I end up denting the cell again. I've seen this cell before, the HL703757. In fact, this looks exactly like the cell used in the Pickle Power LIP1708 from episode 4. And honestly, this is getting ridiculous. It appears to be the same cell that was inside the Hisewen battery from episode 5, which they listed as 3980 milliamp hours. Same numbers don't necessarily make for the same cell, but the rumble load test results for each of the batteries tell the real story. 6.82 watt hours, 6.88 watt hours, and 6.92 watt hours. I'm quite sure it's the exact same lithium polymer cell in all 3 batteries. I'm going to skip the protection circuit details this time. If you want to see them, just go back to episode 4 or 5. It's the identical circuit. Of course, I ran the protection circuit test before tearing the battery apart, so I'll speed through this part. As expected, there is no thermistor. Discharge overcurrent protection kicks in at 3.7 amps. Discharge low voltage cutoff trips at 2.380 volts. Charge overcurrent shutdown occurs at 3.5 amps. And charge overvoltage cutoff trips at 4.284 volts. Finally, the short circuit test. I can clearly hear an arc, and the meter shows a pretty high current before it shuts down. This is a fairly slow responding protection circuit. Just the normal variations you see between different lots of DW01 and 8205 chips. But it does shut down. So, should you buy this Hisewen 2650 mAh battery kit? No, not in my opinion. As best I can tell, this is identical, case and all, to the Pickle Power LIP1708 I tested in episode 4, which only cost about $8 a battery. The Hisewen 3950mAh version from episode 5 uses a slightly different case design, but it appears to contain the same cell and was only $8.50 a battery. I definitely feel ripped off with this one. Capacity accuracy, it delivered only about 72% of the claimed performance. Build quality, it looks nicely built. The cell is securely mounted inside the hard shell. Protection performance, this is a fail. There is simply no excuse for admitting a thermistor at this price point. Cost per watt hour, very high. This is probably the most disappointed I've been with any battery so far, and a big part of that disappointment comes from the price. I really wanted to like this hard shell battery, but instead I feel like I got the shaft. Sorry this episode ended on such a sour note. Watch for the next episode where I test my first battery from AliExpress, the PRO-BTY brand. They're listed at 9.25 watt hours and come in a hard shell case. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.